calling August 1st, 2017, Pasadena Council meeting. That would help. I apologize for that. Good morning. August 1st, 2017, City Council, Pasadena, Texas, council meeting. Our invocation will be by Chuck Lightfoot. Thank you, sir. And then we'll have Councilor Don Harrison do the pledges. If we'll all stand, please.
Father in heaven, Lord, you've instructed us in your word to pray for our leaders and government. And Lord, you've advised us to seek wisdom when we need it. Father, this morning we come before you in prayer, in obedience to your word, and in humble confession of our need for wisdom and guidance. Together, Lord, we ask you in the name of your Son, Jesus, to grant these, our leaders, the wisdom they need to lead this city well, for the good of its citizens and for the glory of your name. In the name of Jesus Christ we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Pastor, for the prayer. We really appreciate that, sir. God bless. Mr. Harrison.
Thank you, Mayor. It's sad that I have to make comment about the icon in Pasadena that we've lost. So much to say about him, the great things, and we all know him. I personally think that he liked everybody. He never met a person he really didn't like. He treated everybody equal. And my deepest sympathy goes out to Janice and her family, and in this time of need. And I'm going to give the live tribute to where the visitation will be Tuesday, August the 1st, in South Main Baptist Church, 4300 East Sam Houston Parkway, from 5 p.m. until 7 p.m. A private family funeral is going to be, the graveside service will be Wednesday, August the 2nd, at Forest Park, Lawndale. The celebration of life will be held at 2 p.m. at First Baptist Church of Pasadena, 7300 Fairmont Parkway. And there's one paragraph in here that I'm going to quote from his live tributes that I think would be very fitting for Bill Bailey, or the type of person he was. We've lost a giant of a man, a true friend of all. May his spirit continue to each of us to be more than ever thought we could be, and to use our God-given talents in the benefit of so many. I think that's the way Bill felt, and that's the way I felt about him. He was give his God-given talents to so many. With that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Senator Caseros.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to thank everyone for coming out today, and I would like to also extend my condolences to the family of Constable Bill Bailey. I never met the man. I know that hearing things of what Don said, I know Don knew him personally, and I tell you what, I think Don's a pretty good judge of character, if y'all know what I mean. So that being said, I'll pass, Mayor.
I don't know what you mean.
Thank you, sir. Oh, my goodness. Cody Woolley.
All right, thank you, Mayor. I just want to welcome everyone this morning, and thank everyone for coming out to my community breakfast I have every month. We had a good turnout this morning. Had a really good conversation about things going on in the city. I just want to welcome everyone. The first Tuesday of every month there at Frank's Grill, you can come out, and obviously my condolences to Constable Bill Bailey. That'll pass.
Thank you, sir. Phil Caton.
I just want to thank everyone for coming out today and being part of city government. With that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Kerry Bass.
Thank y'all for coming out today. Appreciate it. And as the other councilman said, Bill Bailey was a great guy. I want to be like Bill Bailey. Used to remember at the Houston Rodeo. He was the voice of the Houston Rodeo for many years. Got out there when the kids were chasing either calves or lambs or whatever, and made it real personal. The gentleman was a heck of a guy. Anyway, condolence to the family. I also wanted to cover, we have a September 11th, it's a Monday. We're going to have kind of a memorial right here, out here on the front steps, 1149 Ellsworth at 6:30. Monday, September 11th, and it's going to be a memorial for 9/11. We're going to remember the folks that passed away during that awful time of our country. Barbara Sitzman is kind of in charge. You can call her and let her take care of it, but she's a great, and also if you want to volunteer, she's the one to talk to for Pasadena. Also wanted to cover another thing. We're having a taste of the town again, and a theme is going to be Big Top. We're going to try to revive the circus. We're going to have a lot of, in fact, Christina said we're going to try to get an elephant that I could ride on, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But it's going to be at the convention center. It's November the 2nd. That is the first Thursday of the month, and I think we're going to have a great time. That's where we bring out about 29 to 30 restaurants, and a lot of good food, a lot of good entertainment. We're going to do something a little bit different with the back, I think, and have maybe some acts in the back along with a great auction. And with that, I pass.
Thank you, Mr. Bass. Tommy Shanebine.
Yes, I'd like to extend condolences also to Bill Bailey and his family. I may not look old enough, but I remember when Bill Bailey was on KIKK radio and right over here on Southmore. And one of the things I first got introduced to was his voice. And I think if you knew Bill, you knew his voice. And like Don said and many others up here, he'll be truly missed, and we do extend our prayers to his family. Also, too, I want to recognize some folks. I want to recognize our city workers. If you've been out and about outside or doing anything around your house or traveling around, it's hot out there. And our city workers are out there in the heat providing services for our citizens. They're working on our streets, repairing water lines. Let's remember them and thank them as we go because that's a much needed service that makes our lives a whole lot better. And then this morning I was coming up here to the council meeting and I passed by the police academy, and Officer E.P. Gonzalez, I spoke with him this morning, and he was out giving them the inspection in their new uniforms, making sure they're clean and crisp. And I want to thank our training officers with the Pasadena Police Department and what they bring to the city as they bring in our new cadets and train them to be representatives of our city. And with that, Mayor, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Felipe Villarreal.
Thank you, everybody, for being here again. Once again, I'd like to send my condolences to Mr. Bailey's family. I didn't know the man myself, but I do remember his voice on in the rodeo. That's one thing I'll never forget. I'm truly grateful to have been a part of that. Once again, thank you all for being here. With that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Bruce Lehman.
I'd like to also offer my condolences to Bill Bailey's family. And I want to say a word about our fire department. Like Pasadena, a lot of communities around here have a volunteer fire department. And this past weekend, I believe it was late Saturday night in Channelview, they had a extremely large fire, and our fire department went over there and assisted with this, and I want to commend them for pitching in and helping one of our neighboring communities that also has a volunteer fire department. And last night, the Queens Neighborhood Meeting had their monthly meeting, and want to thank Mayor Wagner, Chief Espinoza, and Assistant Chief Styron for attending our meeting. Y'all were much appreciated. You provided a lot of information to the neighborhood, and on behalf of the neighborhood, I'd like to thank you. With that, I pass, Mayor.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for bringing up about the fire department helping Sheldon out, because that shows our fire department, besides helping our community, we help everybody that we can, and our fire department is a very great fire department, and we all stand behind him. Thank you for bringing that up. Also, real quick, if I may, last council meeting, we was talking about Precinct 2, and I'm trying to get Ritchie Road complete done from 225 up to Southmore, and I have an agreement with the Commissioner Jack Mormon for $6 million he's going to give the city. And during the discussion, someone has said a couple things that maybe their lack on giving their money or they're going to drag their feet. And I see that just the opposite. I don't see Precinct 2 being that way. I shook the man's hand, and I guarantee this is going to happen. We'll get Ritchie Street done before Pasadena Boulevard. That's my goal anyways. So what I did was I pulled up some facts. I'll just read these real quick, and then we'll go with the council meeting. The Fairmont Parkway, Phase 1, the total cost was $6 million. The city put up $1 million. The county put up $5 million. Phase 2 on the Beltway Space Center, from the Beltway to Space Center, it was a $4 million project. City put up $1 million. County put up $3 million. And I can just go down over and over and over. They do give us the money we need, and when the handshaking between the mayor and the commissioner, I value that, and I value what he says, and I guarantee once we get all the information we need, the interlocal agreement of $6 million will be in our account. And with that, we'll just go on with the council meeting. Citizens ready, want to say something? We've got Christina Womack. You may approach.
Mayor and City Council members, August certainly kicks off a busy time for your Pasadena Chamber of Commerce with lots of upcoming activities. For anybody that is a member of the community or council members that isn't receiving emails, anybody can receive those, whether you're a chamber member or not. So you can visit pasadenachamber.org to make sure that you know about everything going on within the Pasadena Chamber. Our monthly newsletter comes out the first Friday of the month, and so if you want to know about things going on, we've had quite a few new members join the chamber, and so we have a whole list of ribbon cuttings upcoming. So our city council members and mayor and the community at large is welcome to attend those as we welcome new businesses in Pasadena that have joined the chamber. We do have several upcoming events. Our Pasadena Hispanic Business Council, they host their breakfast mixers every other month. This one will be on August 9th. So if you're interested in learning more about social media presence and how it can impact your bottom line, then you can join us for that event. Those, again, all since the beginning of January this year have been simulcast in Spanish and in English, so we certainly invite you to join us for that. And then I mentioned at the last council meeting I was at, we have our Partners in Education Business Expo coming up on August 17th from 3:30 to 6:30. Thank you to the city for hosting us out at the Pasadena Convention Center. We have close to 70 vendors that are ready to showcase their products and services to the community at large. So this event is free. So if you're hungry or want to visit with nonprofit organizations or other businesses in the community and do networking, then we invite you to join us for that. And then on August 22nd, we will have our first membership luncheon kicking off the fall semester. And most appropriately, we will hear from Chancellor from San Jacinto College, Dr. Brenda Hillier, and Superintendent Dr. Deanne Powell from Pasadena ISD for everything going on with what we can expect for the new school year. So City Council members, we invite you to attend and let Nora know that you want a reservation. Those are also open to the community at large. You don't have to be a member to attend. You can register online at pasadenachamber.org. We will also celebrate our 2017 Artist of the Year, which is Mr. James Guthrie, for his work serving more than 15 different nonprofits supporting the arts of Pasadena. So there's something for everyone going on at the Chamber. We're here to try to connect you together with your community. And as Councilmember Bass mentioned, Taste of the Town might seem far away, but November will be here before we know it. And we're excited to have Mr. and Mrs. Bass back chairing that event. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Tickets are on sale, so go ahead and get your tickets early. Thank you so much.
Is it really going to be an elephant?
I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe some other animals.
Thank you, Christina. Clyde looks like Burleson.
I'm actually part of the variance request, which is 7A, so I don't know if...
Yeah, if you'll sit down, you'll have time. Yes, sir. Okay, Ref Egg,
I believe the next two names are also part of that variance.
okay, and also Manuel Maldonado.
No, they're not that one.
Manuel, please. Yes, sir, you may sit. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me. My name is Manuel Maldonado, and I'm the pastor of the church Iglesia Emmanuel on Allendale Road, almost at the corner of South Shaver. And I'm also...
I'm sorry, Manuel. You're going to be talking about the business. Yes, sir, if you'll just hold off on that for just 1 second. I'm sorry.
Go back.
Yes, sir. And I'll call you back up. You can sit on the front row because you'll probably be one of the first ones to talk. All right. Barbara Zitzman.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you are having a great August 1st. I'm Barbara Sitzman, the volunteer manager with the City of Pasadena. I got to speak for a few minutes at last council about our upcoming Can Do Food Drive, and I know y'all all remember what day it is, right? November the 16th. Well, what I'm doing today is tonight at our Pasadena Convention Center, we have a National Night Out registration and information workshop. It starts, the doors open at 6. The presentations start at 7. And what we're doing is we're gathering together and getting ready for our National Night Out. That will actually happen on October the 3rd. And we're wanting to learn and be more organized and just get things going a little bit earlier so that the National Night Out would be even more successful. So if you're available, we would love for you to come out. Like I said, at 6, there'll be some vendors there with food. We'll also have different groups within our city that will be there to be able to talk with and go by their tables. I was asked specifically to ask the council and the mayor if y'all could come out tonight for a little while. We actually have reserved tables in the front for you and your families and friends, and we hope to see you there. Just to give you a heads up on how many tables we're going to have and a few of the different speakers that's going to be happening tonight, we have fire safety, code enforcement, property crime, auto crime, Volunteer Pasadena, a table for registering for the National Night Out, our neighborhood network, and then we'll have a wrap-up. We'll talk and thank our vendors and the different things like that. So if you have any questions, feel free to call our city, call our crime prevention department who's putting this on, and we thank you all, and we hope to see you there tonight.
Thank you so much. Jessica Rangel.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Jessica Rangel. I have been coming here to the city council member meetings for the past, I think, 3-4 meetings. And I wanted to thank everybody so much, especially Mr. Chief Espinosa, for coming out and really addressing the issue with SB4. And also to the council members who have reached out and have had the one-on-one conversation with in regards to where they stand with this. We have been able to speak to our members here of Pasadena, and we are looking at almost 4,000 members here in Pasadena who have expressed concerns over SB4. And not only that, but they have also expressed concerns of the lack of communication that we have between our city elected officials and the community. That most of our members are from District A, District B, District C as well. But we know that this is something that is all over the city of Pasadena. So one of the things that we really started cracking down on was the lack of communication. And with that comes the lack of accountability with our elected officials. So really, I really wanted to thank those that have reached out to us personally, but also kind of extend the invitation to the rest of our city council members to kind of start building that connection with your community, because our community really is feeling the impact in this, and they're being voiced. And I think that so far we have done a really great job at adding adversity to our elected officials, and I wanted to thank you for that personally. But I think that we can do more. With 68-69% Latino in the city of Pasadena, I think that we can do a bit more than just one or two of our representatives. And we should also focus more on inclusiveness. So we have 4,000 signatures, and we are aiming for more. That's not a problem. But this is something that when we do, we are going to start handing out invitations, because we are working with our local churches, with our local pastors who are very much interested in doing community forums and Q&A in each of the districts here in Pasadena. So I just wanted to extend out the invitation, and hopefully a formal invitation will be to follow. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Paulette, Lanier. And I did remember.
I'm Paulette Lanier, and I'm a neighbor in Pasadena Trail South. And I want to thank the council, but especially Cody Wheeler, for the speech he made at the last council meeting. Cody thanked the Preston Trail South neighborhood for bringing the attention the problems of the huge commercial businesses like Restaurant Depot that has a 64,000 square foot property they wanted to build 50 feet from my backyard. And we've been coming almost a year now, and we've gotten to know quite a few of these people, trying to get them to do something about the possibility of them going somewhere else if they could, because Pasadena's not zoned. So we've all been working very hard about it. Anyway, I want to thank Cody for bringing up that the possibility of having a committee that will be set up that will, I forgot the name of it, is it some kind of purpose committee that would look at large buildings that would be coming in and not being built around our neighborhoods. Anyway, we hope that happens. The property in Preston Trails, he even said that he had a sheet metal company come in his neighborhood. He didn't know what it was, and they built it, and that was about 10 years ago. And of course, he doesn't like that either. He did say that. The statement he made about Preston Trail South made me feel proud that I had almost had chill bumps, because we had brought that to their attention, and he was thanking us for that. And we had worked hard on trying to get the recognition that we received from the council, and we really, really appreciate it. We also hope that in the future that we pray that you will help us see that something is done. I know some other things have happened, and we're still working on it, but we hope that that something will be done to keep Restaurant Depot from building behind our homes at Preston Trail South. I also would like to tell you that Bill Bailey was my neighbor. At 15, he used to mix up creams and come sell them to my mother. You know, like he'd mix up different kind of face creams, and he'd come knock on the door. He'd try to sell them. That's how ambitious he was. He was trying to sell things when he was 15 years old. And I'm from Galena Park, and he went to Galena Park. And after he became the speaker or the disc jockey over, would you say KKK? Yeah, KIKK. I don't know why I thought it was killed. But he would come to our pep rallies in '62. That's when I graduated. We went to state that year. And I have to stop. Huh?
Yes, you do. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, that's okay. I just wanted to say Bill Bailey was a character, and I'm going to miss him.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Stop.
Sorry about that. Okay, at this time, we'll open a public hearing on the request regarding wine and beer retailers off-premise permit located at 2008 Shaver. Now, the list that should have been signed was the blue list, but that's okay. Y'all signed the yellow list. That's okay. And the first speaker, Pastor, if you want, you may approach in 3 minutes.
Yes, sir. Thank you. My name is Manuel Maldonado. Our church is located behind the address, and we're proud to make the neighborhood where we live our home. We consider it a very sacred place, a very peaceful place. The home that I live is next to the church, and we just have a beautiful expression there. I grew up in next to a convenience store that sold liquor. So I know what it is to not have liquor in a convenience store. Boy, it's peaceful. When I was a child, I could look out the window and say, there's something's going to happen there, because the car would be parked in a certain way and kids would come running with beer running out. I grew up with that. But now I have the privilege, my two boys are here, that I can say, Pasadena chose me, gave me a very secure, a very peaceful place. I'm proud to live in Pasadena I have two brothers and sisters, and they live and work here. And we're honored. It's a privilege, and we're protected to not have liquor being sold next to a church or a school. And that is what protects us, and that's what makes us have a great time in this facility. Once a month, my son brings people from all over the state at our little church there. And he calls the event Pan Dulce. And guess what? These are 20-year-old kids, could easily be out elsewhere drinking beer. We're serving Pan Dulce, Mexican sweet bread, coffee, and water. And people come from all over the greater Houston area. We'll invite you one day. I mean, you're welcome to come, but we don't know where it's going to be, because they ask him, come do it in our location. But it started right there in that little bitty church that apparently is doing nothing. We're having a wonderful time because it's a peaceful place, and we like to keep it that way. Anyway, thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Pastor. I appreciate that. Clyde Burleson?
Yes, sir.
And I said 3. It's actually 2 minutes, sir. I'm sorry about that. But
I'm just going to be brief.
since I gave him 3, I'll give you 3.
I think I'll be brief and ask my client to come up and give you his own personal.
Yes, sir.
Just briefly to address the pastor's concerns. My clients, when they applied for this variance, they're not coming to this council saying we'd like to start off new in this business. I included in the packet, and it's verifiable by the TABC website, the fact they have run other businesses for more than a decade without a single violation. They have an exhibit number, sorry, flipping to it now. Exhibit number 3 is a letter from the TABC that attempted to see if minors could illegally purchase alcohol at that location. They were not able to do so, and that was signed by Lieutenant DeQueer. Exhibit number 4 is, I guess, an example of their community service. The Park Place Civic Club, relates to one of their other locations, wrote a letter signed by both the president and the secretary, and it asked the city council to review that. My clients have spent, I guess everyone knows this location. My clients have spent considerable resources to build this up to make it a nice location. And I think, Mr. Rafiq, could you come on up?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. First of all, I do understand the concerns of the church and the pastor. I totally understand that. Just quickly, what we did was, we invested over $100,000 into this business. Convenience store business is in my family. We have run stores for over 30 years. Very clean operations. My staff is heavily trained. We take the job of selling off-site alcohol very seriously. We don't condone any in the parking lot. That's against the law. It is a off-site permit. There will be no alcohol consumed on-site. We've put in a lot of effort the last 6 months. If anybody has been in this location that comes in right now, they'll be blown away. LED lights are lit up. It's 24 hours. Store is clean. I have taken my staff that I have used the last 10 years, and I brought them at the store just to show that customer service is important. I am a true believer in the community and taking care of the community. I've done fundraisers. I have another store that's next to an elementary school, 1,000 feet yard. We do fundraisers there. We do barbecues there. It all starts with the community first. We take care of them. They take care of us. It's a neighborhood store. I am here to help the neighborhood out. We're selling milk, cheap, bread, cheap. I mean, it's all about the service. Without having alcohol in there, it's 30% of my business, and it's tough. And I'm losing about $4,500 a month just to survive. And with an off-site premises, it brings customers in, and it drives up sales. And there's absolutely no consumption on property. We don't tolerate that. If you look at my store, parking lots are clean. It's written up there. It's LED lights. We've written out that we don't condone any underage drinking at all. Without this, I won't be able to survive. I basically have another 30 days. I put in everything that I have into the store, and it's a process. And without this license, I'll have to shut the door down, and it'll probably continue to run down. And somebody else will take over, but it's going to probably be a safe haven for something else that I don't want to bring into the community. So that's that was the request that I have.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
After all who's signed up, is anybody here else would like to speak about this public matter? Anyone else? And third, last time, anyone else? At this time, the public hearing is closed, and we'll get back to our council meeting. And that brings us to, I think, Randy Perry, you're going to do, Mr. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mayor. It's always my pleasure to do the service awards, particularly when we have an employee that's been here 40 years. Jabril Rodriguez, 40 years in water distribution. Come on up. Well, it's not a real fancy watch, but it's a Seiko watch. All the same. So 40 years. What, you want to say any words?
Well, no, no. I'm just glad I'm here for 40 years.
Now, didn't you promise me you're going to work another 20 years?
Yeah, I remember.
Yes? So you just said yes?
I remember when I had all black hair, now it's white. Thank you all.
But you still have hair.
I still have hair.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. What an honor. Thank you, sir, for your 40 years. Okay, brings down to presentations of minutes.
Motion.
We have a motion by Phil Caton.
Second.
Second by Bruce Lehman. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Passes. Okay, we get down to progress payments. Motion. Motion, Sammy Casado. Second, Cody Ray Willer. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any deny? Passed. Finance report.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Bruce Lehman, second by Thomas Schoenbein. Any questions? Yes, sir.
I'd like to abstain in regards to Bass Monkey.
Yes, sir.
Mayor, I'd like to pull out the Bickerstaff Eaton Delgado. I'd like to separate that.
Okay, sir. Secretary, you got that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
this would be a good time to bring it up on the lawsuit, because it's checked to Bickerstaff. I understand through sources there is negotiations with Milda. And Milda requested $1,700,000 that they would settle in this lawsuit.
Well, I don't know where you heard that information from, sir, but I have not heard that number. So I don't think anyone can talk about that.
You need to call Milda. Milda will leave you the number.
Okay, sir.
That came from Milda.
That's fine, sir. Okay.
Do you need anything else?
That's all we need. I'll call them
This is a check
myself.
to the Bickerstaff, and I get 2 minutes. But we've continued on this. We've had executive session. The lawsuit continues. It's time to settle with Milda and get this lawsuit over with.
Sir, we are working on everything we can. Once we get numbers for sure, we will have a council meeting, and we'll talk about this, sir.
That's a restriction the Bickerstaff has put on.
No one's going to argue with that, sir. Okay, anything else going on here? Any other questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any noes?
Mayor, I do have a no for the Bickerstaff Heap and Delgado. I will not be supporting that. Everything else I will.
Same thing.
Anyone else on that? Okay. Passes. Okay, we'll get down to the personnel changes, A, C, and D.
Motion.
Motion, Thomas Shanebine.
Second.
Second, Kerry Bass. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Passes. We'll get down to final readings. Yes, sir.
Couple of new employees to introduce.
I do see that on here. I apologize.
No problem,
I
no
like
problem.
new employees.
I enjoy introducing new employees. Greg Ringley, building technician, 5, electrical. Where'd you go? Go ahead and stand up. Yeah, there you go. Okay. He is a graduate of Blinn College in Blinn, Texas, and a certificate in electrical technology. Prior to working for the city, he worked for R.A. Weaver Electrical for 6 years. He's originally from Florida, but he said he left at 3rd grade. Is that right? 3rd grade, so most of his memories now are for Texas, right? Thank you. Next is Alberto Rodriguez, Utility Maintenance Technician 1, wastewater maintenance. He's a graduate of San Jacinto College. He's a certified EMT. Prior to working for the city, he worked for the First In Rescue Safety and Training as a rescue supervisor. He's also Pasadena born and bred, went to Pasadena High School, and served proudly for 6 years in the U.S. Army. He served over at Fort Irwin and Fort Bliss. Thank you for your service.
Go ahead, sir. Yeah, you may say that about personnel. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, going back to the personnel changes, where I would like to, I guess, congratulate and bring back Mr. Sweet. I know he went through the appeal process. We have a process there that, you know, if employees are terminated for any reason, they have the right to appeal. Mr. Sweet appealed and was brought back, and I'd like to say congratulations to him, and he'll be put back in the position that he was in according to what we had discussed this morning in pre-council. So I welcome you back, and again, I hope you can get these mics working to where all of them work at the same time. So I appreciate that. Just want to let you know. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, let's get to final readings. We're going to do this by consent, and we're going to pull a couple out, correct?
103, you wanted to vote it on that separately, right?
That is correct.
Yes, sir.
And 103 is correct.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Ordinance 2017-98, approving grant of $80,000 from the Office of Governor of Texas for fiscal year 2017 Urban Area Security Initiative Homeland Security Grant Program for OEM Operations Support Prime Mover. Ordinance 2017-99, approving a grant of $126,113 from the Office of Governor of Texas for fiscal year 2017 Urban Area Security Initiative Homeland Security Grant Program for the continuation of the Regional Fusion Analyst. Ordinance 2017-100, approve the grant of $56,644 from the Office of Governor of Texas for fiscal year 2017 Urban Area Security Initiative Homeland Security Grant Program for SWAT sustainment. Ordinance 2017-101, approving a grant of $26,212 from the Office of the Governor of Texas for fiscal year 2017 Urban Area Security Initiative Homeland Security Grant Program for the Pasadena BARBS Sustainability Project. Ordinance 2017-102, approving a grant of $84,682.58 from the Office of the Governor of Texas for fiscal year 2017 Urban Area Security Initiative Homeland Security Grant Program for the Pasadena Public Safety Video Initiative. Ordinance 2017-104, approving a grant with Civil Concepts, Inc. for a full topographic survey of Thomas Street from Brook Road to Preston Road, $9,650. Ordinance 2017-105, approving contract with Terracon Consultants, Inc. for environmental assessment of Thomas Street from Brook Road to Preston Road, $7,250. Ordinance 2017-106, amending Ordinance 2016-115, which adopted the annual budget for the year 2017. Ordinance 27. That's it.
Motion Bruce Lehman. Second Cody Ray Willard. Any questions?
Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Just want to say that there's $400,000 in grant money that our city is receiving, and it benefits several agencies within our city, and we can definitely use that money to go forward.
Thank you, sir, for bringing that up. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Passes.
Did we have an amendment on one? Oh, you mean to read 103?
We need to read
But
103, yes.
what about 106? Do we have an amendment
You
on
want to
106?
amend, anybody want to amend 106?
Oh, I didn't bring it with me, Mayor. I apologize. Let's see.
Let's just go to 103 then.
Okay. Ordinance 2017-103, approving a contract with Brooks and Sparks, Inc. for design services for Ritchie Road reconstruction project from State Highway 225 to Southmore Avenue, $1,490,000.
Let's go for the motion on this.
Motion.
Bruce Lehman, second. Kerry Bass, any questions?
Make a motion to amend, Mayor.
Okay, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait for the second. Make a motion to amend for,
We have a second.
yes,
Go ahead.
for consideration of the services rendered by the engineer for services identified as schematic design and preliminary cost estimate. Owner shall pay the engineer a total reimbursable contract amount not to exceed $300,000. Payment shall be based on the engineer's estimate of the proportion of the total service actually completed at the time of billing. Additionally, in Section 2, Item B, excuse me,
That's okay.
after acceptance by owner and Harris County approval of paving and drainage of the design phase documents, and upon written authorization from the owner and engineer shall assist the owner in bid advertisement for the project, conduct a pre-bid conference and issue an agenda by bid documents if necessary, assist the owner in the opening of the bids and private bid tabulation for the city's review, and assist in the tabulation and analysis of bids and furnish recommendations on the award of the construction contract.
Okay, so we vote on the amendment.
Do we have a second?
We have a second. Cody Ray Willard.
Cody Ray, okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? That passes. Now let's go back to the original. All in favor?
Aye.
Any?
Discussion.
Go ahead, sir. You're right.
Ordinance 103, this is Brooks and Sparks engineering firm receiving $1,490,000 for engineering services for Ritchie Street Road, which they can't start till 2020. And right now, these fees are coming out of the fund balance. The fund balance, if you take all the fees out and earmark things out of the fund balance, we have $6 million left. And this Brooks and Sparks is the first one, and Mayor, I don't know if it's phase one, but it was a section, I think it's phase one. Fairmont Parkway, they were the engineers that got the original contract for phase one of Fairmont Parkway. And in pre-council, I asked the mayor at that time, which was not you, Mayor Wagner, did we have an interlocking agreement with Harris County? And he assured me we did. But 2 weeks later, I checked with Harris County and we didn't. Pasadena wound up spending $11 million on that section of Fairmont Parkway out of city funds, not county funds. And the mayor says he's got a verbal agreement. I would just like to see a written agreement, because these verbal agreements are not sufficient for me seeing what happened on Fairmont Parkway. And I can't support it. And they're splitting bills. They came back splitting bills and invoices. And but the main reason is I don't see them taking the funds out of the fund balance. But I pass.
Thank you, sir. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
No.
Passes. Get down to first readings. Madam Secretary. Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion to amend ordinance 106, 2017-106.
Yes, sir.
To amend the final reading by substituting the attached Exhibit A. The additions thereto are highlighted on page 4.
Okay, do we have a second? Sammy Casados. Any questions? All in favor on the amendment?
Aye.
Any nays? Passes. First reading,
First
ma'am.
readings?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
sir. Ordinance 2017-107, approving interlocal agreement with Harris County to provide the services of a youth service specialist for a period of 1 year.
So moved.
Or are we going to read them on consent?
I'll go through that. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'll let you do it in a minute.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. We need to vote them separately. First readings, right? Yeah.
Oh, we are going to do it separately. Okay. Okay, so we have, and we need a second.
Second.
Thomas Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Passes.
Ordinance 2017-108, approving a contract with Severn Trent Environmental Services, Inc. for preliminary engineering report for the WWTV Consolidation Phase 2 project, $111,000.
Motion.
Motion Castelos,
Second.
second Wheeler. Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Passes.
Ordinance 2017-109, extend annual contract with the Treehouse Inc. for the purchase of printer cartridges and toner.
Motion.
Motion Bass, second Castelos. Any questions? All in favor? Any noes? Passes.
Ordinance 2017-110, approving the annual contract with Stripes and Stops Company, Inc. for traffic pavement marking services.
Motion Lehman,
Second.
second Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor? Any noes? Passes. Gets to resolutions, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Resolution 2017-77, approving the financial report of investment activities for fiscal quarter ended June 30, 2017.
Motion.
We have a motion Castelos,
Second.
second Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Any noes? Passes.
Resolution 2017-78, accepting donations from various businesses, organizations, or individuals totaling $2,800 for the 2017 Fourth Fest event.
Motion.
Motion Caton, second Wheeler. Any questions? All in favor? Any noes? Passes.
Resolution 2017-79, adopting a Violence Against Women Act policy for the Housing Choice Voucher Program in accordance with HUD PIH Notice 2017-08 and VAWA Reauthorization Act of 2013.
Motion Castelos,
Second.
second Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Any noes? Passes.
Resolution 2017-80, accepting in-kind and monetary donations from various businesses, organizations, or individuals totaling $1,825 for the 2017 Wheelchair Wind-Up Softball Tournament.
Motion.
Motion Lehman, second Villarreal. Any questions? All in favor? Any noes? Got it.
Resolution 2017-81, accepting in-kind donations from various businesses, organizations, or individuals valued at $18,340.81 for the 2017 Fourth Fest event.
Motion.
Motion Castelos, second Wheeler. Any questions? All in favor? Any noes? Passes.
Resolution 2017-82, accepting in-kind donations from various businesses, organizations, or individuals valued at $4,466 for the 2017 Fourth Fest event.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine, second Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Any noes? Passes.
Resolution 2017-83, setting a public hearing in the council chamber, City Hall at 6 o'clock p.m., August 15, 2017, for the purpose of hearing any interested citizen on the proposed fiscal year 2018 budget for the city of Pasadena beginning October 1, 2017, and ending September 30, 2018, and any person may attend and participate in such hearing.
Motion.
Motion
Second.
Shanebine, second Harrison. Any questions? All in favor? Any nays? Passes.
Resolution 2017-84, authorizing publication of the notice of intention to issue certificates of obligation to finance various improvements in the city.
Motion Caton, second Shanebine. Any question?
Yes, Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
I read a letter from our city controller's office. State law has provided the city with two options for issuing long-term debt to finance most public works projects. With general obligation bonds, the city calls for an election of voter approval. With certificate of obligation, voters can petition for election. And where the status is now that we have fund balance is $6 million, we have no bond money, so they're trying to get some quick money. And the only way to do that is go out for certificate of obligation without voters' approval. Voters don't like that. They never did. I never voted for that without voters' approval. And it's only a Band-Aid, $37 million, just a few projects. Majority of them are buildings on the south side, different projects, and it won't last long. And then we got over $220 million in long-term debt. I'm concerned about the long-term debt. What are we going to do with the long-term debt when we continue accumulating debt? But this is the only reason I've never voted for these certificate of obligations, and I'll never will.
All in favor?
Mayor.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to speak to this. We've met with the bond attorney, and our credit rating is one of the strongest in the state of Texas compared to Houston and Dallas and smaller cities that are less than $150,000. We're the exception to the rule here in Pasadena. And $20 million will go for streets, improvements throughout the whole city.
Thank you,
not
Councilman.
just the south part of the city. As we live in Pasadena, we know our roads need attention. And to have a better quality of life for our citizens, we need to use these funds to be able to support the infrastructure. Also, to the way the bonds are structured, the fees that are charged for the bonds are actually at a premium rate. So when we sell these bonds to the purchasers, the fees will be eliminated from the purchase of these premier bonds. And with that, I pass.
Mayor,
Spoke very well. Katie.
let me just mention, we're going to have a workshop on our budget after this meeting. And in our budget...
No, sir, not, I'm sorry. The workshop's not going to be after this meeting.
What's that?
No, we just voted on it for Friday.
Friday. I'm sorry, but I'm going to mention something.
No, go ahead. You can mention something. I'm just saying, don't stay for a workshop. We're not having one.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
But anyway, our beginning fund balance that our other councilman was talking about, okay, we presently have about $34.5 million fund balance. That's going to be in our budget when we vote on it. Okay, and presently, our debt structure, we've got about $123 million, which this debt structure is lower than any city around anywhere. You take a look at League City, probably $400 million. You look at some other cities, $300 million, $250 million, all over. We have a really low debt structure. So we can actually, there's no problem on these $37 million of bonds that we were talking about. Without a pass, Mayor.
Thank you. Thank y'all for bringing the truth and facts, and thank y'all for looking into it.
Mayor.
Yes, sir, Mr. Lehman. Yes, sir.
I'm in support of this, and Mayor, Council, I hope that a significant amount of these funds will be used for infrastructure and things that really need to be done. And I always refrain from saying north side of Pasadena, but the part of Pasadena that needs it the most. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Mayor?
No, sir, that's good.
Well, you made a comment on my comments. I'd like to have a little rebuttal.
Well, you don't have a rebuttal. All in favor?
Aye.
Any noes?
No.
Passes. Again, thank everybody for coming. Have a great day. We're adjourned.